Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. As you guys probably know, the next major update is already around the corner, and as such, we have a dev blog today where we're not getting one, not two, not three, not even four, but quite a few more aircraft coming to the Japanese air tech tree via, that's right, a brand new subtech tree in the Japanese air tech tree, and that is the Royal Thai Air Force tech tree, which is just fantastic. Of course, this will be part of the Japanese air tech tree, and in this video, I'll go over the aircraft that, at least as of yet, they have announced for said tech tree. So as you guys probably know, there are already a few Thai aircraft in the Japanese air tech tree, including the F-5E FCU, as well as the AV-8S Matador, both of which I have reviews on, so if you want, go check them out. But that said, those are premium and squadron vehicles, so they don't really count so much. This is going to be, of course, again, in the regular air tech tree, which makes it so exciting. Now let's go ahead and just kind of run off these aircraft that they have thus far announced. First and foremost, a stalwart, we are getting the F-84G, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's your standard jet strike aircraft. I believe it's like, what, 8.3 BR if it's the swept wing version, which is pretty damn cool. That's what this kind of indicates to me. So it will be a powerful enough aircraft at that BR, just a pretty damn good strike aircraft. Next up, we have the Alpha Jet TH Phase 1. It lacks cannons, but can carry up to 4 all-aspect AIM-9P4 air-to-air missiles. So I am going to just go out on a limb here and say that that's going to be like, what, 10.0 BR? I mean, maybe 10.3? Because what can you really, like, the Alpha Jet itself doesn't really have all that great a performance. It maneuvers really well, but it's also not incredibly fast. It lacks a cannon. So I'd be interested to see exactly where they place this thing in Air RB. Might even be 10.7? I'm not sure. I mean, it's just going to be one of those things because it's kind of in a semi-unique situation. We'll have to wait and see exactly where they place it. But I'm pretty stoked, and the only other aircraft, if I'm not mistaken, that has the AIM-4 or AIM-9 P4s is going to be the F-5E FCU. So that'll be pretty cool. I do like those missiles, but of course they're not the greatest in-game. They're probably the worst all-aspect missiles in War Thunder, but still, that is a pretty big advantage, especially considering that you get 4 of them. And then next up, we have a few F5s that will be coming to this subtech tree, including the F5A, which, as you guys probably know, we already have a few of in War Thunder, including the F5A for the Chinese air tech tree, but we also have it in the American air tech tree as an event vehicle, and also in an offhanded way, the F5C is pretty much just an F5A, except with an in-air refueling probe. So in kind of a weird way, the Americans almost kind of get 2 F5As, but not really. And then, of course, in the Thai, going back to the Thai Air Force's subtech tree, we have the F5T STU Tigris, which will be coming, and it says with a typical array of ground attack weaponry, so you're not really going to be able to get anything all too crazy, but still pretty powerful, being that the F5T should be able to carry, if I'm not mistaken, what the F5E SCU can carry, maybe a little bit different, but probably about the same. This will also be able to carry Python 3 air-to-air missiles, and I'm assuming should be able to carry, on top of that, 2 AIM-9 P4s, which should make this thing pretty formidable in air. I'm assuming it'll be around 11.0, 11.3 BR, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what it has insofar as its ordnance is concerned, but a pretty capable vehicle. I actually really like the F5E FCU, and I'm assuming that this will likely be pretty similar, maybe a slightly more advanced variant, but again, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have the AV-8S Late, which is pretty much just a later variant of what we already have with the AV-8S Early, the Matador, which is the premium. So I'm assuming that this will likely be 9.7 to 10.3 BR, depending on what sort of ordnance it can get. I mean, I'm assuming it's not going to have anything all too different than what the Matador currently has in War Thunder, but again, we'll have to wait and see. And then, of course, the A7E, which is really interesting, because if I'm not mistaken, this is the only instance of the A7E being in a country outside of the US, which is really cool, and this should help to bolster up the Japanese Air Force's tech tree by a huge amount insofar as CAS is concerned. They need it, and this will be huge. Even the AV-8S is a really good aircraft for that. A little bit basic, but still very usable. And then, of course, we have the 2 big papas, the highest BR vehicles that they have announced thus far, the F-16A Block 15 OCU, and the JAS-39C Gripen. So these vehicles, I'm assuming that this is just going to be basically just because it's a Block 15 and it's an A variant, this will be a pretty early variant of the F-16. I'm assuming it'll be like 12.7 BR, unless, of course, there are some unique modifications I'm not aware of with this one being the OCU. But then, of course, we have the JAS 39C Gripen, which is known as one of the more capable top-tier jets in War Thunder. So a really nice smorgasbord, if you will, of aircraft that will be coming. Mostly, pretty much all Western aircraft, actually, not even just mostly. They are all Western aircraft. But again, with some unique modifications. I'm actually really excited for the Alpha Jet TH, being that this will have the 4 AIM-9 P4s, and they are all aspect, but they're kind of limited, so it'll be interesting to see exactly where this gets placed in game. And then, of course, I'm also second most interested in the F-5T SCU Tigris, because again, I really like the concept of like the AIM-9 P4, how it's a limited all-aspect missile, and it's probably the worst one in game, but it's still all aspect, so it kind of gives you a little bit of an advantage, but not really. It's just kind of a very limited but not limited missile, so it's, in my opinion, a really fun thing to use, because you have to kind of figure out the best situations in which to use them. It's not quite as easy as like using an R-73, for example. So pretty cool in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what comes as well as these vehicles. This might be all of them. I'm not entirely sure. If we are getting new ones, we'll have to wait for the dev server or further dev logs in order to find out. But that said, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I'm interested to read your opinions, but this is really, really big news. Japan is about to get a lot of new-ish aircraft in their tech tree via the TIE sub-tech tree, which most of you guys probably want this sort of thing to happen. The more sub-tech trees we get, the better. It would be great if they weren't all like somewhat copy-paste-ish, but again, there are some unique modifications I'm really, really excited for. But either way, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.